I wasn't supposed to open the door, but when you hear your dead wife's voice whispering through the keyhole at 3 a.m., what would you do?
Sarah? It's impossible.
Let me in, baby. I'm so cold.
The voice was hers. The pleading was hers. But Sarah had been buried 6 feet under for 3 years.
This isn't real. I'm dreaming.
You left me alone down there. It's so dark.
The doorknob turned on its own.
No.
I just want to hold you again.
The door creaked open, and standing there, dripping wet with grave dirt, was Sarah. But her eyes, they weren't hers anymore.
What the hell are you?
You promised you'd never leave me.
She took a step forward. The smell of rotting flowers filled the room.
Stay back.
You don't love me anymore.
Her jaw unhinged, too wide, too many teeth.
You're not Sarah.
Then why does my skin still fit so perfectly?
He lunged.
You can't hide from me, sweetheart.
Her voice came from everywhere at once. The walls, the floor, even inside my own head.
What do you want?
You know what I want. You left me there, in the ground.
Cold fingers brushed my ankle. I kicked wildly, my foot hitting something soft. Too soft.
That hurt.
The lights flickered back on. Sarah was crouched at the foot of the bed, her neck bent at an impossible angle. Eyes wide. Depicted on her face, she looked...
You're dead. You're supposed to be dead.
And you're supposed to be mine.
She lunged again, but this time, something stopped her. A shadow in the corner of the room. Taller than a man, darker than the night.
You shouldn't have opened the door.
The voice was deep, guttural, like stones grinding together.
Who the hell are you?
The one who owns her now.
Sarah's head snapped toward the shadow. For the first time she looked afraid.
No. You promised me.
Promises are for the living.
The shadow reached out, long clawed fingers wrapping around Sarah's throat. She didn't scream. She just unraveled.
What the fuck is happening?
You let her in, now I'm in.
The lights went out again. And this time, they didn't come back on.
You should run.
I didn't need to be told twice. I bolted for the hallway, but the door, the one I just opened, was gone. Just a solid wall where it used to be.
This is impossible.
You opened the door. Now you walk the hall.
A dim red light flickered to life down the corridor. At the end, a figure stood perfectly still. Too tall. Too thin.
You shouldn't be here.
A new voice. A woman. But not Sarah. This one sounded like broken glass and static.
Who are you?
The one who came before her. The one who waits.
The shadow behind me laughed. A sound like bones breaking.
She's lying. She just wants you to stay.
And he wants you to run. But there's nowhere left to go.
The walls began to bleed. Thick, black sludge oozed from the cracks, pooling around my feet.
What is this place?
The in-between, where lost things fester.
The sludge grabbed my ankles, pulled hard.
Told you to run.
And then the floor opened up and I fell into something worse.
Am I dead?
Worse.
The voice came from inside my own skull now.
Your home.
And in the blackness, 1,000 doors began to creak open. I wasn't supposed to open the door, but when the knocking started at 3 a.m., I did. And now, the thing outside won't stop smiling at me.
Who the hell knocks this late?
The hallway was empty. Just the flickering bulb and the smell of wet earth. Then I saw it, standing at the far end, barely visible in the dark.
Let me in.
What? No, I didn't.
You opened the door. That's an invitation.
Her grin stretched too wide, teeth glinting like broken glass.
You know,
Too late. I'm already inside.
The lights died, the air turned thick, and then the whispering started.
Dude, you okay? You look like you've seen a ghost.
worse, I think I let something in.
And the walls began to bleed.
You shouldn't have ignored the rules.
What rules?
Never answer the door after midnight. Never look it in the eyes. And never, ever ask it what it wants.
The temperature dropped, frost crawled up the windows.
What the hell is happening?
You'll see.
The first scream tore through the house.
Run.
But it was already too late. The door was locked, and the thing wearing my friend's face was laughing.
You're next.
The lights flickered again, and then darkness.
Oh, yeah.
You know who I am. You've always known.
The floor creaked. Something wet dripped onto my shoulder.
We've been waiting for you.
The last thing I saw was the smile. Always the smile.
No.
And then silence.
Hello?
No answer. Just the sound of my own breath. Too loud in the dark. Then
You're still here,
Where the hell else would I be?
dead, like the others.
a cold hand brushed my neck. I spun around. Nothing.
Check the mirror.
What?
The mirror above the sink was cracked, and in the glass, behind my reflection,
We see you.
This isn't real?
Touch the glass. Prove it.
my fingers trembled. One tap. That's all it took.
Don't.
Too late. The crack split open. A black sludge oozed out. And then the hands.
You shouldn't have done that.
I don't.
The hands pulled. Hard. My reflection grinned as I screamed.
Now you're ours.
The last thing I heard, before the mirror swallowed me whole,
Welcome home.
Where?
above me, a coffin lid. Below me, something squirming.
You're in the in-between now.
Let me out.
My fists pounded against rotting wood. Splinters bit into my skin. Then,
You'll wake the others.
the dirt shifted. 100 whispers answered.
Muffled. Help us.
They've been waiting for fresh meat.
Fingers burst through the coffin walls. Bone thin. Hungry.
Oh,
The lid exploded open. Moonlight blinded me. And standing over the grave,
And miss us?
their mouths unzipped like rotten fruit.
Gurgling, join the feast.
I scrambled backward. My hand landed on something warm.
That's your own ribcage, sweetheart.
I looked down. My shirt hung open.
what did you do to me?
You did it to yourself. Every scream feeds us.
The grave dirt began boiling.
Time to dig deeper. No more doors to open now.
The last thing I felt was the wet click of teeth near my ear.
Forever's quieter than you'd think.
And then, nothing. Just the dark. And the smiling things. And the terrible, terrible silence.